Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Data Anomaly Hunter Scar, Season 2, Episode 5, Living the City Life. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. The system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as at itch.io, so do take a look at it and let us know what you think. For now, let's go ahead and get started with introductions, beginning with Zerda.
Hi, this is Zoda the Fox, and I'm the storyteller, and I'm gonna see what shenanigans people get up to in the city. And do you, Arcus, Folga? Alphabetically
Full
inappropriate.
Arcus.
F.
Hi, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Fulker, the very timid brother of Arcus, who is right now in control. And they are electric basic type. And the body is a Harrismon.
Olga is assuming control.
Onto the Asher.
Hello everyone, I am Razib, and I am playing as Ether, the Labramon. God of Death, Lord of Evil, Master of all, you know, that all that good stuff that is very evil, yes. Otherwise, I am Astral Light type, off to my minion.
Hello y'all, I am IDDoThings, or Ido if you prefer, and I'll be playing Haboku, the Lucamon, Necrotic Fire, minion of Asher, and currently in a state of undeath. Onto the Jace.
Hello, I'm Drunk Dragonair, and I'm going to be playing Jace, the Black Gillimon X that apparently now has auto mail arm. Long story.
You're welcome.
Shadow Mythic type. And go Kotora.
Hello there, everybody. I'm Raharu, and I'll be playing Kotora, the mythic fire type Gabumon. Wondering what's going to happen now that the party is back in town. Onto you, Tal.
Hello, I'm Taldiris, and I'll be playing Riv, the mythic water type Vorvamon. He is and has been the EP.
Very EP.
Alright, and for recap, go ahead, Haboku.
Alrighty. Hey, I believe we started off the last session with Haboku, returning to the Flaming Mane, and after the train departed, first he sought out the Kamamon, and from, I believe the four Asteria, more or less getting some more information on what's been going on over there, and how the Guardian has been
A generous bestowal.
definitely not been generous.
Gimund tipped $10. Totally traditional city times with totally normal experiences with totally traditional interactions and totally things.
Thank you for that tip, Gimund. That is the first tier of the tip goal completed. Totally.
Oh my god, totally.
Anyways, after listening into their conversation for a bit, and Haboku decided to seek out Fulgar, who is upstairs. And they had a bit of an awkward conversation. You know, social anxiety versus social abnegation. Meanwhile, Asher eventually managed to free himself from the forced nap he was as trapped in and with Jace. He's essentially waking Jace up as well. As Asher initially prepared to just walk back to Kenzo, before Haboku had attempted to talk him out of it. And then Asher decided to take his ire elsewhere, while waiting for the train to return, and threw some party games, and determined to be a problem. Meanwhile, Jace, Ace, Haboku, and Fulgar, after some chit chat, had decided to go to the museum. And as well, Arcus had gotten to see the exhibit. It's there. Fulgar technically hadn't, despite being in the same in the same body. Along the way, they picked up Asher, and meanwhile, Kotora and Riv have had more or less prepared to leave. If Kotora prepping some food, and Riv more or less still being the EPs. As for those who were at the museum, Fulgar had read a bit into. He's an Arcus's father, a wizard, the guardian, and of the ice area. And apparently, Fulgur had managed to draw a connection between the Guardian Haboku and the Haboku that apparently was in the party. And one more thing, another exhibit of another Guardian, and that was currently unknown to the public, at least in Shashan. Eventually, the party returned to the Flaming Main to prepare for the train in again, and Asher had waited it away from the party, and when he attempted to get on the whatever the appropriate term for it was, the ticket bidder, attempted to
Ticketmaster.
the ticket master attempted to urge Asher 5 bytes. Asher, not having the money on him, attempted to walk back once again, and then it turned out the price for fare was actually 5 nibbles. That was the ticket master. Apparently, they assumed Asher was wealthy.
It's the golden collar.
That doesn't really look like gold.
Yeah, it's the holy ring is a dull gray unless he's actively using it.
Anyway, after receiving some of the fare money from Jace, Saboku quickly sprinted after Asher again and passed the money along to him. And then the two reconvened in with the rest of the party on the train, where we had met at a very uppity, classist penguin man, and who quickly became a object of the party's wrath, particularly Asher, who I believe got to fulfill his desire to be a problem for someone. After ensuring that the Penguin had quite possibly the worst train ride he'd ever experienced, and essentially chasing him off the train. And the party eventually arrived to Kenzo. To meet it with the Guardian, whose name kind of escapes me at the moment.
Which one are you talking about? Which one did you say it was?
The Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah,
You both talked at the same time. What name are you looking for?
Where the Wergurumon, the Guardian of Kenzo.
Oh, sorry, that is let me just want to say the name before I say anything. Yes, the Guardian of Kenzo. That is Kino.
Okay. The group had met with Kino to do some debriefing, and turns out while we were doing that, we learned that we can ride the train. We could have ride the train for free. So, Asher went back to collect the fare from everyone, and as well as confront the ticket master for attempting to scam him. He got a quote unquote a gift slash bribe that Asher accepted, yet still reported the Ticketmaster to before he returned to home with Jace, while the rest of the parties he stayed at the HQ for the barracks for the data anomaly hunters. Meanwhile, Fulgur had set up a sleeping bag outside, head on the roof, and just did some stargazing before passing out. And I believe that is all.
Then you're waking all up to a fresh day, completely party split, in 3 different parties.
It fills you with determination.
Rajin just resubscribed for 14 months. Razim loves.
Raijin! Mwah! Thank you for the resub and your 14 months of support.
Okay. And if you look in the chat, there is a post of various structures that you can go to in town. But,
Generous bestowal.
IDDoThings tipped $10, Razim coins.
Thank you so much for that tip, Ido. That would be the second tier of the tip goal completed.
Let's see. So we got 3 separate parties. We got Asher and Jace in their own home. We have Folger on the ceiling. Well, sorry, roof. Not on the ceiling yet. And then we have Kotora, Riv, and Haboku in a room by themselves. In the actual home that they were provided by the main adventuring Anomaly hunting building. So, I'm gonna need one person from each of the parties to roll a random percentile die just to see who's kind of waking up first. Unless someone in particular is sleeping in.
Yeah, sure.
Haboku's group is sleepy.
Oh, I mean, Riv was very sleepy, so like, you know.
I'll say you're gonna be rested. I'll say you'll go down to exhaustion 4 by the first
I will
night.
say, generally, to determine who goes first on things is an initiative roll. A skill.
Well, this is like waking up though. This is not like initiative. This is more like
And?
waking up. Does high initiative mean you are an early riser?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yes. You can be really alert, but also sleep in massively late. But if you want, we can do, at least for this purposes, we can do an initiative check for people. Haboku for Folger, and then either Jace or Asher. Give me an initiative check.
Okay, you just need to double check that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Asher.
Okay.
I need to pull up somebody's sheet.
That is a 2.
Waiting for things to
Is that
load.
one?
There it goes.
Is that how initiative works now? I remember it being different last time. I think I saw
Well,
it.
so there's a difference between combat initiative and an initiative skill check. An initiative skill check, the way that it works is that it works like a normal skill check. Combat initiative is the one that's different.
Okay, that's why I was probably getting it mixed up.
Yeah.
Asher and Haboku, both of you guys reroll.
We just do the D10 thing, right?
Four, 3. Let's see here.
Haboku, what are you trying to roll? Because before you rolled 6 dice, and now you've rolled 4.
That was my bad. That's still definitely a 2.
Okay, so
I was counting the first dice I rolled with the
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I just
So,
discounted.
Fogel, with right, you kind of sleep through the night as you're kind of counting stars with your claws. You're tracing new constellations in the air. You're kind of giving names to things that never had names before, and you're kind of taking a mental note of all the sky that seems to happen. And as you fall asleep, Folger, the night goes on. You kind of wake up a little bit here and there as you kind of feel a rush of wind as Kino jumps on and off the buildings. But for the most part, you keep yourself pretty well rested, and the sun itself, with you being on the roof of the building, the sun, when it comes up, is fully on top of you. So you find yourself waking up probably way earlier than you might normally wake up because you're sleeping outside with the sun, almost nothing hiding you from that sun. And the sun itself seems to be waking you up as it perches high in the sky.
Oh. And he's starts to get up.
You see-
Examine himself a little bit.
You see Kino still watching, though you kind of see he looks a lot more relaxed. You're not sure if it's tired or relaxed, but they seem like they're almost, you'd imagine that they're probably finishing up whatever they're doing. As you know, that they've mentioned before that they mostly are taking kind of a night watch type style, so a little bit of a almost kind of like a very calm demeanor as he seems to be peering over the city itself.
He's going to try and sneak back to the uh roof entrance with the sleeping bag in hand.
I'd say you would just see like a little bit of ear twitch from Kino, but they wouldn't turn their head in any way or try to acknowledge you or try to have a conversation with you. But you do see a little bit of ear twitch from them as they realize the sound of you moving. That's about as far as it goes.
Oh, he's just gonna proceed back down. Should I roll like a navigation check to see if I can get to a place back to where he recognizes?
Go ahead, give me the navigation check.
Okay.
I'd say you'd be able to find your way, even though it's a little bit of a twist and turn to get to where essentially the main entrance is. You do end up passing by the room itself that you know what can only be assumed everyone else is going to be in. But the room itself is not far from the entrance to the city itself. The main double door is leading from a longish wide hallway that with double doors at the end that lead out to the city, and then the rooms plastered left and right. There's a few Digimon that seem to be going a little bit in and out around. You do pass by a few of them on the way. You hear some grunts and groans from the training room, but outside of that, no one seems to be paying you any mind, even with your bag with you.
Oh, he's just gonna peek into the team room he was in earlier, just to see who's in there.
You kind of take a peek in there. Riv seems to completely passed out as what you remember them being pretty exhausted, but they do seem to have at least a very calm but happy demeanor about themselves. You see Kotora as well in a separate bed, and then Haboku seems to also be there as well, and everyone seems to be asleep at the moment.
Cool. Hmm.
And I will say, everyone here knows they have a minimum of 3, upwards of 4 days before they, essentially before you get assigned to go check out the researcher in the forest. So you know that you, as a character, know that you have about 3 to 4 days in the city, and will be told later whether it is 3 or 4.
Is there any like paper in the room that's just lying about?
Yes, actually, inside the room, you see what looks to be 6 different bags inside the room, and each of them seem to be a pretty hefty, a very small bag, and each one of them seems to have a note underneath it.
He's gonna try and sneak into the room.
Certainly, give me a stealth skill just for the sake. I know
Subterfuge.
the what is it, subterfuge. Jinx. Yes, subterfuge.
Just as a joke, I'm gonna roll Riv's body instinct perception. You're gonna be absolutely astonished.
I'm gonna laugh if you roll a 10 into a 10 into a.
No, but he did roll 2 successes on it, so you know. Look, at least it's better than the botches he was getting on this kind of stuff before.
True.
Oh,
Haboku!
Haboku
Haboku
has
does
a wo-
Haboku things.
He was sleeping close to the door in case anything happened.
Bork incoming.
Haboku, you feel it almost feels like a bit of danger sense seems to be going off, but then it seems to be quickly quelled, but it's enough to jolt you awake. It kind of feels like you had some sort of false positive, but as you look around the room, you see the door slowly beginning to open to your guy's room.
Haboku will shoot up briefly and see who's entering.
Intruder
stare-
alert! Intruder alert!
Fulgur, you step into the room and you lock eyes with Haboku, who seems to be staring as you like slowly open the door. They're just staring at the door the entire time as you're slowly opening it, and then you look inside and they're just staring directly at you.
yeah, he's gonna basically jump and then run off.
Oh, hi, Fulgur. Oh, wait.
Haboku's gonna hop up out of bed to hopefully calm him down.
Do you sleep with your? By the way, does everyone in the party sleep with their clothes on?
Haboku
Or
does
do
sleep
you-
with tape with his hood on. Yes. Yes.
Better question, how many of you have clothes?
Nope.
Riv has
Chase does not
glasses.
sleep with his clothes on usually.
Riv has glasses, which he doesn't sleep with them on, also because he, technically speaking, doesn't even need them to see, so...
Well, say,
Is Kotora spell considered clothes? Because
Yeah,
yes,
do you-
he does sleep with it on.
I vote it does.
It does count as clothing because it can be removed.
Yeah.
So you do technically sleep clothed, Kotora.
Hooray.
And then Jace has their Jace also, I think do you have like a cloak or something you wear, Jace? I forget. I think I've seen odd of it before. But I think you kind of have that long sleeved kind of like cloaky kind of thing.
No, just a single sleeve shirt to cover the glitched arm, but now it covers the metallic arm.
You might want some new clothing soon. She can show off Asher's work to the world. Yes, Haboku, you sleep with your cloak on?
Yes.
Okay, as you run after Fulgur, I would say that it's not entirely too hard to catch up to them, especially with you having increased mobility. You're able to catch up. Do you touch Fulgur in any way to stop them, or do you just kind of start running next to them as they're trying to run, realizing that that you're always going to be faster than them?
More or less, he's just going.
Fulgur, wait, hey, I'm sorry if I scared you. Oh, I just heard someone come in.
Let me
How,
scream at you and you're panicking.
Yeah.
You see a dog chasing after you.
So, Are there like any doors he could like quickly hide in to like escape sight?
Give me a percentile.
Oh god, you're one of those.
It's just the best. It's the best random chance roll I have. You're able to find a.
I'm just going to say, if you ask somebody to roll whether there are rocks on the ground in a cave, you're fired.
No, it's because it's determining whether they run into locked doors or unlocked doors.
That's fair.
'Cause
I'm
yours
just
could be-
warning you ahead of time because I've had a storyteller do that, and oh my god, was it a frustration?
Do you want to see if rocks are on the ground?
We
Just because of that, one time I am just going to ask with Riv if he can roll to see if there's rocks on the ground.
I mean, you asking to roll is one thing, but when you're asking, hey, are there rocks on the floor? And they're like, give me a check to see if there are. There either are or there are not!
Yes, you find many doors. The first one you come to seems to be locked and you hear some talking on the other side.
There are
However,
many
you do
doors,
end
Ed
up...
boy.
Exactly. They go to the next door, and you do end up opening up one of the doors. And on the inside, you see a single Digimon that seems to be sleeping in a bunk bed with one claw just kind of hanging off the side of the bed.
Nope. And oh boy.
You try one more door as you seem to be rapidly being approached by a dog. As you get to the next door, you find it unlocked and you open it up, and you see a Digimon that seems to be applying a generous coating of makeup across their face. And they look at you and scream.
Oh no.
You realize you're in the residence quarters.
Oh no.
Haboku, as you hear that woman scream, you are able to catch up to Fulgur. As you see Fulgur get pelted with a bottle of what looks to be eyeliner, and they seem to have a black line that seems to be going from their face down to their chin.
Oh.
Haboku will turn and glare at whoever threw that.
Hey, that wasn't nice.
You see a woman Digimon with about half of her makeup still on and half of it still being applied, and you just see them kind of trying to wave you out.
Shoo, shoo.
Shoo! This is my private residence.
Well, technically, Haboku probably wouldn't have ran it, and he probably would have stopped when he saw Fulgur.
Yeah,
Fulgur quickly
Fulgur's
closes
just
the door.
yeah, and then runs off. Even more so now.
Fulgur, wait. You got something on your face.
I think he's just gonna keep running.
I will say, Haboku, you do have the ability to get in front of them at this point. You are right next to them at this point. As they kind of stood there stunned a second from the eyeliner attack. They stunned and you are next to them at this point.
Haboku's just going to try and get in front of him and try to look as friendly as possible.
How do you look friendly?
How do I roll to look friendly?
No, just describe your character. How does Haboku look friendly?
I don't know, puppy eyes. He's like, please, stop running.
Fulgur, you see a sad dog in front of you. You realize it's Haboku.
Yeah, but he's also panicked.
You realize also your escape route seems to be slightly cut off at the moment.
I mean, one direction is he can always go backwards.
The
sure
zoomies
that'll
feed
go
on
great.
Haboku. Quick, that means he is leaving your threatened square. Haboku, you have an attack of opportunity available to you.
And Fulgur just freezes in place.
But tackle hug.
Also, I will say, Kotora, you would have been woken up from it, but only by the sense of like Haboku yelling and then leaving the room.
If Kotora just woke up from Haboku yelling and leaving the room, he's just going to blink his eyes and just look about and see whether Haboku is there or not, and he's going to rub his eyes and just say, "It's too early in the morning for this."
You stay in bed.
Yes.
Okay, Fulgur, you are frozen up in Haboku. You now see a very lost child in front of you.
Haboku will give it try his best to approach Fulgur gently.
There is no movement whatsoever.
Sorry if I scared you.
I just was trying to see if someone was coming in.
There is literally no reaction other than blinking.
Important question. Is it one eye and then the other, or both simultaneously?
Both.
I think the one eye in the other is just Haboku's thing.
They seem mute to your words, Haboku.
It's me, Haboku. Don't you remember me? I'm a friend.
Haboku looks even sadder now.
It's almost like you're talking to a rock. Badly.
Hold the Fulgur gently like burger. Apply the hugs.
Yeah, Haboku will try to hug now.
Generally, hugging a thing with quills is a very bad idea.
I know that's why
I don't think
High
Haboku
defense.
cares.
Haboku has high defense.
Haboku will.
Hi.
Hi. Are you okay? I'm sorry I scared you.
And and he just looks really anxious now.
You were embraced by your dog. Does your tail wag, Haboku?
It's not at walking because he feels he did something wrong.
Oh.
It's an I'm sorry hug. As Haboku's giving whimpering in between words. It's
You okay?
Did I hurt you? Did I do something wrong?
No. Just startled.
sorry. I just didn't. I was trying to make sure, yeah, everyone was safe. And you came in, and I was just seeing who it was.
Noticed note on under bags.
Sorry, I kind of didn't catch much of that.
Translation.
Notice notes under bag.
What?
Haboku will head tilt at that.
Back where?
In room.
Haboku will just pause and think for a moment. Then he realized as it was their room. Oh, do you want to?
I was going to write note to Riv about paper I took.
Oh, well, you can and go back. You can still do that.
Got it. And he starts to move, but it's like really, really rigid.
Haboku's just gonna carefully get down on all fours and let him go. Kind of bend over to see give Volgar the offer if he wants to be carried.
He's going to take it.
Hold on. Haboku will just sprint the rest of the way back to the room.
And he's gonna hold on, and with how rigid he is right now, yes, he's holding on.
You get a few strange looks from people going up and down the hallway, especially since you're just sprinting through a dormitory, essentially. A few eyes kind of land on you. You see a few people kind of like whispering to the person next to them, but you can't really make it out.
Well, Haboku has 0 on etiquette, so.
But I'll say you do make it back to the room. In the meantime, though, I want to check in on Jace and Asher as you headed back to the room. Who wakes up first, Jace or Asher?
Asher.
Works for me. Asher is going to sneak out there and check on the results of the water and the hand in it.
The moment you get close, Jace grabs you.
Who said he's getting close enough for that?
Dang.
You didn't know the arm extends now too?
Oh, so he's like
Asher-
a piccolo arm.
Asher knows better than to give that to Jace.
No extending arm for Jace.
Oh, he can't do the fuck, what was it, like the Naruto Kakuzu, like, you know, arm shot to like grab someone from a distance.
No, like normal, that water trick does not do anything.
Dang it. I will have to think of something worth. Something more extreme. Mahaha. And he's sneaking into the kitchen. Or kitchen area. And starting to put together breakfast.
Oh,
Good, I don't have to cook today.
No, here's the trick. Asher's going to put something green in there.
No, he doesn't want to kill his dad. Besides, he'll get back at Jason a different way. For now, he's just going to do a nice thing and make breakfast for both of them.
What kind of food? What kind of food is Asher making?
Pancakes. With eggs. Because we're rich now and we can actually afford eggs.
Or we are
Nobody
rich,
can
we
afford
can't
eggs.
This
mean,
is
granted,
an
this
economy where eggs are fixed.
Granted, this breakfast is going to cost all of the money that we just got, but we can afford them.
Oh, well, I guess I'm keeping the second job. Got it.
We'll say you're able to make with it being just pancakes and eggs. That's a simple enough recipe. I would say that you would be able to do that at least for the purposes of that. Though, if you want to roll for extra effects, you can.
Oh, I am definitely rolling. As for
Yeah, see if you
extra
roll for
effects,
extra
that's a
effects.
whole other matter. I was half hoping it would be a botch.
Can't you always intentionally fail?
Yes.
Well, yes, but I
Yes,
wanted
you
to
can.
leave it up to the dice.
I would say with that, I would say even though technically this is going to technically expire by the next day, but just in case it comes up, you make such good eggs and pancakes, and it is such a more nutritious breakfast that you each can have a single temporary HP point that will expire by the time you go to sleep.
I am absolutely
never
going to use
know.
that for nothing.
For the sake of the system and how it works, I will say that generally it is based on the number of dice, so technically that is below average. Because average is half.
What kind of? I guess 1
Well,
HP. Actually,
okay,
I keep forgetting
so
1 HP is actually kind of a big.
The thing about it, it'd be
Hmm?
below average for him, but that doesn't technically have a bearing on the overall
Fair.
difficulty success.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know the general way that successes work with how
Yeah.
many to
Yeah,
need.
but you have the potential to be really excellent, and you ended up just mid, slightly average.
I mean, they're pancakes.
Yeah, you chose the easy recipe.
If you
If-
screwed up pancakes,
If
would have really
literally
been bad.
any show or movie that involves kids cooking for their parents has taught me anything, it is that you can very much mess up pancakes.
you're also an adult.
You are an adult, granted,
Okay, fair. I can't argue that point.
but yes, you each get 1 temporary HP. You just feel that vigorated in the morning, and you're actually eating home cooked food instead of eating out. You feel invigorated. Jace, you see pancakes and eggs, and you smell those as they're cooking. Do you wait for it to be done before you get up, or do you wait for food to be served to you in front of you before you get up?
Hold on. I need to roll something here.
I forced them to bring me food.
Ooh.
Also,
For
I've just thought of
yourself.
I've just thought of something absolutely awful to inflict on people.
Oh.
Status effects.
My brain just came up with a happy little pun. I'm gonna have to put a vicar in one of my games who loses his position and gets it back, and he's gonna make a joke that he feels invigorated.
Oh, Ashley, do you want to try rolling perception while you're cooking? How distracted does cooking make you?
I'm gonna purposely fail.
You are
That's okay.
cooking breakfast.
This does mean that he gets the surprise hugs. Rick is
what?
being
No!
responsible today.
I am not. I am just feeding myself. And you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Vari. Punishment does work on the storyteller.
Unfortunately, storytellers have infinite HP.
Well, yes, but it does stockpile and wait for the next enemy, and then just immediately does all that damage to the next enemy.
All right.
It is.
Well, I appreciate it, but do you got any plans for dinner?
Not for dinner. Also, here, have the it was 5 nibbles, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I got
we
these
got-
back from the train person.
Oh, why don't you hold on to it? How much money do I owe you for the arm, anyways?
He just waves his paw and starts dishing up the breakfast.
Do you want a couple of bites to do things in the town while I'm out training today?
No, I got money yesterday.
Okay. Okay. Just to warn you, I might go out and try and make some extra money tonight, so I might be home late.
Oh, okay.
Why did you sound so sad?
Well, then you can't run Digifinder tonight.
That's what you got the wizard mon for.
Okay.
But don't worry, I won't tell anybody that you're being good. I'll make sure everybody knows that you made an evil breakfast.
Yes, good. Oh, right, we haven't picked it up. Well, either way, I mean, Asher's
did-
getting it, so he knows he'll get it.
You did get a bribe. You did get a bribe as well as all of that money. So you do technically have everyone else's train money as well as the bite bribe. So you do actually have a decent amount on you. You're no longer in debt.
Oh, I literally
For
didn't
now.
write it down, everybody else's, because he's just passing that out. And he's not going to
That's fair.
spend their nibbles. Those are their nibbles.
All right, bud. Well,
Also, he is still in debt. He has to go give Haboku 4 bites.
Actually, I don't think. Did you ever actually tell anyone in the party where you guys live?
I don't think
Nope.
so.
No, I don't remember having learned
Oh,
that.
no.
So
Just
nope.
Where'd our
We,
party
we
member
said we were
go? I
going
don't
to
know.
our house, and everybody was like, "Okay, bye." So I was just like, "Oh, okay, bye."
We
you
just,
didn't
we, just
even-
know, we just know that they live in the city and they will eventually just show up. So
just will eventually show up.
I mean, we work at the same place.
Yeah.
So like, they will eventually show up.
yeah, not like it's not like we're coming to visit. So
Yeah.
God, imagine
yeah,
telling your
yeah.
coworkers where you live. Like, jeez.
Look, first we
Meanwhile,
tell them where
the
we
oth-
live, and then Haboku will move in. Then
Yeah.
Fulgar / Arcus will move in. And this is a 1-bedroom house, guys, okay? There isn't
It's-
exactly room for more people.
It's just the Tom Bombadil all over.
Yes, the Tom Bombadil
And
moment.
his
Tom Bombadil.
Picks up the ring, goes, yeah, that's cool. Anyway,
and I can promise you guys, on a side note, that being somebody that's lived in a 3-bedroom apartment with 8 people,
Ugh,
you don't want that many people in your house all the time.
good.
I lived in the closet.
But yes, you mentioned that Jace mentions that they're going to go to late, and actually you kind of seem a little bit sad over that. But what would you guys do after this is kind of like mid-breakfast conversation.
Well, do you got any plans for the day? I'm just gonna go to the training grounds, bud.
Not really any real plans. I mean, we gotta go pick up the payment, but that's about it.
All right, I forgot about that.
I might make
I'll
a
just
trip
swing
out
by.
to the forest.
The forest?
Yeah, after
My
that
forest.
message.
Buddy, we found out yesterday that that was going to be a like a day and a half train ride or something like that.
Oh, in that case, I'll be home late.
Buddy, can't you just wait for the train to come by in like 4 days? We literally got the mission to go.
Okay, fine.
Anyways, you'll miss out on Poke Finder if you go.
What is Poke Finder?
Oh, oh, right, I'm that old. Digifinder. The thing that came before Digifinder was Poke Finder, and before that, I'm gonna stop now. God, I'm old. What the hell happened?
Nerd.
Gives Asher the
He just
really
whispered.
look.
Reality.
He's returning a toothy grin.
You're adorable. Squish his cheeks. Maybe I should tell everybody you're a good boy today.
He glares. You do that and I will have to be even more evil.
And do evil chores?
No, I will do something truly evil.
Oh, like what?
Like go out to the forest.
Fine, fine. Puts up his hands. You win. You're an evil boy. Just
Good.
make sure to get your chores done. Thank you for breakfast.
Of course,
be,
now you get to do the dishes.
You know, that's fair. Go do fun things. I'll be at the training grounds later. Wherever the hell those are. I'll find them later.
You know, one benefit of the new arm is that you can't use the excuse of your glitched arm for not doing dishes anymore.
Yeah, I kind of already caught on to that fact that if I say that my glitched arm hurts, you're not gonna believe me anymore. So,
Mahaha! I win.
for now. I know
He
where you
is-
sleep, buddy.
He is nodding and going out the door.
Jace will go do the dishes. I wonder if I can use the excuse that this will rust my arm.
Asher did specifically make sure it was steel.
Damn it. Right material.
Very fine blacksmith in town. Where would Asher like to be headed to? Well, if you need some time to think.
Oh, he's going to get his money.
That is fair. I'll say as I'll kind of go. I'll get with the rest of the group, and I'll say you're coming in as they're talking. So you are now. We are back to Haboku. Kotora, you realize the door gets opened up again, and as you kind of like sleepily look over, you see Folger riding Haboku in the bedroom.
Kotora is going to sit up on his bed and just ask, "Okay, so what happened this morning?"
Oh, Fulgur came in and I accidentally scared him when I woke up.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Are you all right, Fogger?
Does he
As you
still
look
make-
at, yes, he does. Is like this big streak of like eyeliner across like his face.
Kotora just blinks and just points at, Fogger, you have something on your face. You need to wash it.
He looks really stiff right now. What?
You have something on your face. Looks like paint or something.
Oh, some really mean Digimon threw something at him.
Wait, what? That's ridiculous. Why?
Haboku's just who isn't really sure. The way Haboku's it's not really he's not sure. It's just he doesn't really process as that at Holger did anything wrong by barging into someone else's room.
Right.
That's
Fine. High spot.
Fogger, are you frozen by now?
Bit.
I never seen anxiety like this. Jeez. Hmm. Hey, Fogger, would you like something? Would you like something to eat?
Yeah.
What would you like to eat?
The snowberries.
Snowberries. Huh. I'm not entirely sure if they have those here, but I can go check for you. If they don't, I'll look for something else similar. And Kotra's gonna go ahead and head to the whatchamacallit.
Something under bags. Is he's gonna try and raise his arm, but it's like really rigid right now. And
Shut
pointing
up.
to under each person's bags.
Oh yeah, and also as you do that, Haboku, you realize that 6 bags with notes in them have entered the room. They weren't there when you went to sleep last night, and you don't ever recall actually seeing or hearing anyone come into the room.
I failed.
Oh, wait, bags. Those weren't there before.
Haboku was sniffing at the bags warily.
You pick up a faint scent of cat.
Were any of you expecting mail?
No.
You've got mail.
Do the notes say anything?
Yeah. The notes are underneath the bags. Just the bags are kind of weighing down the notes. As you pick up the bags, or at least you pick up one of the bags, the note seems to be specifically addressed by name. To at least one. Obviously, one of the notes has one name on it. Another note has another name on it. But you see the note that just says, "For a successful mission, and assuming all is well, consider this mission complete. Any further information we may have to ask about in the future, but for now, mission complete, and we welcome you back to Kenzo." And it is signed with both a kind of like a very small, like cat-like paw print, and it's signed by Kiga, as well as Kino.
Giga's my favorite little Gatomon.
Oh, this must be our payment, or maybe some sort of welcome back gift. Kotora is gonna open the bag that has his name on it. That has the note with his name on it.
As you look inside, you see what looks to be 30 bytes, as well as a small. It's not only just the 30 bytes itself, but inside you also see a series of almost kind of what looks to be almost like a rudimentary med kit. There seems to be a very closely tight like container with some smaller needles in it, and there's also a kind of like what looks to be the bandage material, it's kind of like what I would call digisilk, as you see it's that similar, almost that parchment kind of stuff, and it seems to be wrapped around itself. and it kind of like tied off with a little bow. It seems to be a series of bandages and a small med kit inside, along with the money itself.
Huh. Okay, yes, it is our payment and some medical supplies, it seems.
That's good.
You realize also, Folger, that the one you do as Kotora, you're reading some of the names out. It does explicitly say Arcus on one of the notes.
Yeah. Ah. Hey, Fogger, this was the one for Arcus.
Oh. I don't think I'll be able to move a lot for a little bit.
We'll getting some breakfast help you.
Should.
Okay. Let me go ahead and see if they have any snowberries over there. If not, I'll see what else I can get you that's similar. Meanwhile, and in the meantime, I'll get stuff for anybody else. Is there anything you'd like, Haboku?
Yeah.
Haboku pauses, I think. Then he just wags his tail and says, "Meat."
Kotora thumbs up.
Translation. Brains.
Before Kotora leaves, he's going to climb the stairs that Rib doesn't necessarily needs, but it's there for the Digimon that need them, and just to check up on Rib to see if he's awake by now or if he's still knocked out.
At this point, considering all the talking and the fact that it is the morning, he's probably in that like when you've woken up but you refuse to admit it.
Yes.
And you're just half conscious laying there.
Yes.
He's just doing that.
Kotora is going to look at Rib for a few moments and then just say, "Hey bro, anything in a specific you'd like for food?"
Hello, did you ask for food?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like food.
What would you like for food? Just
I don't really care about what I eat for food. Just it's still morning, right?
Yes.
They're just some breakfast foods or something.
I'll bring you something. Okay. Kotora climbs down and he's gonna go ahead and head to the kitchen.
As you begin to try to leave the room, as you're kind of beginning to make your way to the front entrance of the room, Asher is appearing before you. Asher, you've made your way to the room where you know that everyone else is staying. You kind of hear them talking, so you can imagine that they're awake. So you do go to the front. Obviously, the door seems to be. You know where they're going to be staying, and you kind of hear talking on the other side.
Oh, hey, Asher.
Hello. I have money for all of you, and I am here for my payment.
Oh yeah, they actually deliver us our payments in bags over there in our room. Yours and Jay should be there.
Jace will be by later for his.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anything you'd like for breakfast? By the way, I was about to go get some.
I already had breakfast.
All right.
He's gonna pass around the 5 nibbles each.
And Asher, as you pass Volker you notice the eyeliner marking on his face.
He's just gonna blink at that and just shrug. and give the hand over the nibbles, and if Folger's not taking them, he'll just kind of set them on the floor before collecting his bag.
Volker's gonna very rigidly, with his arm, take it.
It turns out they were not supposed to charge us for riding the train. That conductor is no longer going to be working on the train system. I have ensured that they were taken care of.
Okay.
Haboku says as he just takes the nipples again.
Nibble.
Yep, and
And-
actually you do see the multiple bags on. Some of them have obviously Koto took a few of them, but you do see the bags with notes on the countertop, and you do eye one note where just kind of see a faint lettering that seems to have your name on it.
Asher will take his and open it up.
You see a small amount of medical supplies along with the bites itself. The medical supplies seem complimentary of the datum anomaly hunters.
Huh, well, these might be useful. He's gonna, like, you said that there's a note?
Yeah, it's just a thank you note essentially.
Okay. He'll move
But it
on
is signed.
then, and he'll take his 30 bites and give the 4 bites to Haboku. Well, he'll take 26, but you know.
Oh,
And,
I think Jace already gave me that.
Out of character, Jace did actually pay a back on Asher's behalf.
Oh. He squints. And he's going to open Jace's bag and put the 4 bites in there.
Are we having a money feud in the family except the opposite of trying to get money from each other? Can you reverse sue somebody?
Yes, Your Honor, I am suing my father so that way he has to take the 4 bites that I owed for Haboku.
I'm countersuing for 4 bites because I'm his father and he needs to take my money and have a nice day.
I will say, Jason, will say that the training ground is right outside of the main building itself. It's essentially there's an outside training yard and then there's an inside training yard.
That's where I'll be then.
Which one do you go, the outside or inside?
Probably outside.
Fair enough. I'll say you'll see. I'll see you outside in the training. I'll let them finish up in here first. I have something ready for outside though. But does Asher take Jace's pals from the room?
Oh no, he knows Jace is coming here, so he's not gonna take the money from where Jace is going to go to get it. He's just going to be he's just taking his and adding the 4 bites into Jace's bag.
Okay. Where's Asher heading after that, or is he gonna wait for food for everyone?
I mean, he already ate, so he's gonna go shopping.
Okay. I'll say for the sake of time, I'll say, are you able to grab food for everyone and bring it back to the room itself? By the time you get back to the room with all of the food, how is Folger looking?
I think he would have
A generous bestowal.
Blue Bat,
Blue
thank you.
Bat 15 tipped $10.
Thank you so much for that tip. That is the third tier of the tip goal completed. On to the last one. Thank you so much for that support.
I think he would have unfrozen up a bit and tried to get off Haboku. Not sure how that went.
Was Kotora able to get snowberries, by the way?
You mentioned snowberries to one of the busier cafeteria workers, and they say, yeah, I think we got something like that. And they hand you a bag with like a little label on the bottom of the bag, and say, here you go.
Yeah. Kotora is also...
What?
Kotora... Go ahead. I was just gonna say, Kotora is also getting some meat on a bones for himself and Haboku, and then he's going to get a salad for Rib. A good salad.
You got meatables.
Mhm.
I'll say you were able to get out of that and take it back. They provide you a tray to take it back to the room.
Thank you. Kotora is heading back to the room. Yeah.
Koto, you arrive. You see Volgar at least off the back of Haboku. They seem to have stopped riding Haboku for now. And Riv, you'd probably be a little bit more awake at this point, especially knowing that food is going to be coming.
I would also say Folker was trying to make his way over to Rib's note and try and write on the back of his note about him taking a couple pieces of paper out of his bag and saying he'll replace it.
And you'll be able to attach your own bag of currency to wherever you would store that as well. I'll say the currency is divvied up, along with the medical supplies.
Alrighty, I brought food, everybody. They did have snowberries, Fogger. Are you feeling better? You seem to actually be moving.
Still a little stiff, but better.
That's good. Come on, let's have some breakfast.
River's gonna like peek his head over the edge. He hasn't even like put on his glasses or anything yet. They're still in his bag.
I rolled a D100.
Kotora is gonna wave at
Riv. Nice. River's gonna blink a little bit and just go, Fulgur, I think you got something on your face, dude. Wait, hold on, and he's gonna like, his head's gonna disappear, and he's gonna reappear and just kind of like, toss a little like rag over at Fulgur.
Oh. He tries to catch it. It probably it just probably lands on his face with him still being a little stiff.
Well, that's where it's supposed to go anyway, so.
Kotora is gonna get near Fulgur and just begin rubbing the rag on his face to remove the mascara.
As you do that, you realize that the mascara is actually meant to dye fur for the purposes of beauty. And you begin to rub the black. And as you try to rub it, you realize you're smearing the black over their face.
Kotora, you know what? Here. And he's just gonna like, he's gonna manifest like, an ice spike, not shoot it out, and just like lean over the edge, just like hold it out for Kotora, because he knows Kotora can melt that and he'll have some water.
Yep. Kotora is going to touch the eyes. He's going so that it melts, and he's going to put the rag on the the rag on where the water is melting so that it begins getting soaked. Thank you, Red.
You-
Quick thinking.
You do begin to wipe. A good decent amount of the black does come off from the rag, kind of the excess that was there. There's still a little bit black left on it. You'd figure that you're gonna need some sort of alcohol to get the full amount of the mascara away from the outside of the fur itself, but it is now only a very faint, almost very grayish black on their fur.
Okay, that worked more or less, but I guess it needs a stronger substance to actually remove it. What is that? What was that?
Haboku will shrug. He has no idea what it is.
By the way, I just like to imagine that on one eye, Fulgur has like the blue ring going on, and
Yeah.
the other one he just has the Mashal line going down.
Very edgy today.
Sorry there, Fogger. I did my best.
Jace
That
is gonna
what-
have to teach y'all how to apply and remove makeup, isn't he?
No
Possible
none of-
makeup could Riv put on?
Kotora doesn't do makeup, so yeah, he doesn't freaking know.
No one here knows how to remove makeup in the body in the room, so it is valid.
Riv's
just
body
look
is
at-
made of ore and ice. What do you want from him for makeup?
And
I can make you beautiful.
Will
And
Felipe
Kotora-
show up? Sorry, go ahead.
And Kotora is wearing a coat 24/7. What the heck do he need makeup for? His lips?
You don't understand. You see, eyeliner makes everybody beautiful. And I am correct about that, and you cannot correct me because it does.
Well, I guess Fulgur is beautiful right now.
You see they have a darkened, almost black eye with like a like almost lightning bolt black marking down their face.
Oh, he's gone punk. Got it.
His Fulgur's edgy face today.
Okay.
But you do hand out all the food. I would say everyone does have the food. Fulgur, do you even begin to read the label on the bag before you start eating into them? Or do you just straight up eat out of the bag?
I don't think he has a bowl on him, so he'll probably just eat out of the bag.
As you open up the bag, you look what looks to be tiny, almost reddish looking berries. They don't look like snowberries, but Kotora showed you that they were.
Could he roll an appraisal check? Because he's very
Certainly.
familiar with snowberries. At least digi snowberries, the ones he likes. Okay. 7.
Let's see how well Fulgur recognizes. You look at the berries, you're not sure
I'm
if
gonna
it's just
soul
from
the
a
one.
Oh.
Never mind.
As you were saying?
Uno mas.
You're not sure if they're maybe from a different region or not. They don't look like the snowberries you're used to, but they might. You obviously haven't been the entirety of the ice realm, but they definitely don't look like what you're used to seeing. You're just not sure if
Yeah.
it's a cultural difference or not.
It's something wrong, Fogger?
These don't look like the normal ones.
Oh?
Yeah, normally they're a whitish color.
Huh.
You're gonna get me killed. I'm better on my own.
Wait, what?
Whoa, where'd that come
There was
from?
some kind of sound clip.
Sorry, that's a new card. I just got the art for it. Thank you, Ido. So yeah, basically you guys can force Ren to be able to assist somebody with their next roll.
It'll be very helpful, I'm sure.
Where's the art for this?
Is it Unos Moss or something?
Here,
I think,
I'll
on
put
it.
it out on screen again.
Yeah.
Uno más, which means one more in Spanish.
You're gonna get me killed. I'm better on my own.
Oh,
I will
yeah, that's
say,
Uno
Kodo, as you kind of go over, you look at the bag. You realize instead of snowberries, you accidentally got snozberries by mistake. It
I
says
had a
Z
few.
instead of a W.
I was like, they totally gave him the wrong one.
Kotra's eyes narrow. Bloody hell, they gave me the wrong berries.
Look alike, sound alike.
Can Folger do a, like... What does Folger know about this berry, then?
You know nothing about snozberries.
Fair.
These aren't snowberries, there's snozberries. I
I've never heard of those.
what kind of roll would I make to see if Kotora knows about them?
You can give a knowing your region, I'll just say that you wouldn't know it in your region unless there was a very off chance that you would have him like through a trade. You can try a lore skill just to see how well you do, but just give me a mind lore check.
I guess I'll go my instinct lore.
Yeah. You know, snozberries taste like snozberries.
Kotora knows nothing.
Oh no.
You know
Unless-
nothing about you know that they were given to you by the cafeteria, so you'd imagine that they are not poisonous.
Okay, I don't know what snozberries are. Never seen them in my part of the ice region either. I think I'm gonna go back and ask and ask them about it before you eat them, Folger, just in case they don't agree with you. I know you you're a bit delicate when it comes to your food.
Plus, exploring a lot. You shouldn't always, trust what's on the ground.
Of course. I mean, I was inclined to trust the cafeteria people, but I guess they misheard me.
You want me to write it down?
Sure, that sounds like a good idea.
And Folger's gonna look for a piece of paper that is not in Riv's bag. He doesn't want to use any more of Riv's paper.
I'll say you're able to write it down and give it to Kotora.
Yeah. Kotora is gonna take the note and the bag of snozberries and go back to the cafeteria to inquire about them.
You make your way back to the cafeteria and you find the person that handed you the snozberries, as they look as though handing out a few other things as well to the various people.
As soon as the Digimon is available, he's gonna approach them.
Oh, welcome back. What can I get you?
You ended up giving me something wrong when I asked you earlier. I asked you for snowberries, but you gave me something called snozberries, and I have no idea what these are.
Oh, I thought you said snozberries. I heard snozberries. I'm so sorry.
The
These are from the mountain
snozberries
region.
taste like snozberries.
You realize they say, "Oh, these are actually the exact opposite of snowberries. Well, snowberries are nice and cool. These are hot and actually quite warm for the mouth. They're very spicy. I thought you might
Oh,
like them."
oh no, that would have been a disaster. I mean,
Oh,
You
I
not
really
a
can,
black one.
I can eat them, but I was bringing them for a friend who is who very much has a snowy disposition.
We really have been. We've been trying to figure out a different name for them, but the people who sold us to them called them snozberries, and we had snowberries already. We tried to figure out a different name for them, but we couldn't figure out any better. So we just thought it was something that'd be kind of cool to have something so similar but so opposite. You can keep those snozberries if you'd like. I'll get you actual snowberries.
That's Kotora is just blinking, and he's not going to say that that sounds like a horrible idea.
You realize that you kind of look and they seem to pick up some various like berries and it seems to be alphabetical order, and you kind of see on a back shelf those like various bags of like snowberries, and then right next to them immediately after is the snozberries.
Okay, when Kotora gets the bag of snowberries in his hand, he's going to say, "You know that that's actually a bit of a horrible idea, no?
Well,
Especially when you have them organized like that."
yeah, we need to come up with a new system. We like to have everything alphabetical so we can find what we need when we need it. But then we have situations like this where we have total opposites right next to each other. We should really
Well,
figure out a new system for that. I've been making some suggestions to the head chef, but he says we should just be reading better.
if these ones are called snowberries and these ones are called snozzberries, but you guys are looking for another name, just call them flameberries or something. They're spicy, aren't they?
Oh yes, quite, very much so. Very hot.
Flameberries sounds like a good idea.
You see her as she says, I think, and she kind of looks, I think that sounds like a great idea. You see as she writes it down. I'll bring this up to the head chef.
Kotora gives a thumbs up.
You now
Yeah,
have a bag of snowberries and snozberries.
You know, I was half tempted to have Haboku do a lore check when he mentioned mountainous region to see if he for some reason remembered why they were called snozzberries.
I mean, you could. Once the Kotora comes back, not a bad idea.
I'll say as you
Go ahead.
I'll say you go and make that way back. I do want to get to Jace real fast though. Jace has been sitting in
Yeah.
the training room for quite a while.
Go ahead.
Jace, you are in the barracks. You see what looks to be a jungle Moyamon, which is a very big mouthful. I'll post the image in the chat. But you see what looks to be a jungle Mojamon that seems to be kind of spearheading some of the training, more so overseeing the training hall itself, more so just making sure that everyone is essentially being safe, while also at the same time kind of yelling out a few different corrections to people's form and stuff.
Neat. Are they occupying the whole training area, or is there a corner I can
No.
sneak off to?
There seems to be several training dummies. There also seems to be floating ones as well as a small pool with underwater targets, similar to whenever you guys were first here and doing your essential training assessment. There seems to be several different target practices, as well as over in a corner, you do see a small garden of herbs, and one or two Digimon seem to be there, essentially mixing, as well as kind of very, very dirty looking Digimon in the sense that they are just in this like herb garden, messing with the herbs itself.
Well, I'll just go off to find a spot to train by myself.
Hey, go ahead and let's see. Go ahead and give me like 3 attack rolls. Just accuracy.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, I know how many that is now.
Oof.
There's-
I think that's gonna be your highest mark.
Oh, I'm not even buffing myself right now. We call this warm up.
I'd say as you kind of see the jungle Moyamon themselves, they seem to look over to you as you begin training, and they seem like they're about to start saying in things to you. But as you begin to do your training, they immediately realize that you know what you're doing and completely just move on to the next person. They do go up and do a kind of almost a whistle a little bit at your training, realizing how effective of strikes you are, as well as just kind of a little bit of you kind of seem to have the admiration, or at least respect, of the training hall instructor at the moment, as you seem to be kind of doing these warm-ups. And you see kind of as you don't see, but the Junglemon seems to have a very big smile on their face as they begin to go off to other people there.
I got this headcanon that he walks up and I do that big swing and he just goes,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, never mind, he's good." That's the "I'm gonna spot you, bro" Jim walk up to him and then just looks at that and goes, "Never mind, he good."
I will say, you do see a few others that seem to be struggling in the training hall itself. A few of them especially seem to be doing the ranged target practice. And you see these little kind of, like little fire breaths that seem to go out, but they seem to be missing several of the targets. And the Moyamon seems to go over to them and tries to encourage them, but in a drill instructor kind of way encouragement, as they're trying to get them to essentially hit the targets better. And they seem to be going around, and they're just, a lot of them don't seem to be well. There's a few that do seem to surpass what you would regularly imagine, but a lot of the people in the training hall do seem to be struggling with some basic target practice.
Oh, that's rough, man.
That's rough, buddy.
You realize that
good.
you may be a little bit stronger than others.
It's gonna get bad when I buff up because +6 to accuracy and having my crit range like +3.
You do see a few of the especially the smaller Digimon that don't seem to be doing very well. They do seem to have almost stopped what they're doing and kind of watch you a little bit, as well as watching like one or two of the other Digimon that seem to be doing really, really well in the training hall. And you see a few of them almost like you kind of have like a small group that just seems to kind of be staring at you training with amazement.
Oh, it reminds me of when Asher was little and was actually impressed by all this.
But
But kids grow up.
you see a few of them, and as you're kind of going through the training motions, you kind of go throughout the day. I'd say, how long do you train for?
Well, probably a majority of the day, actually. I've got plans for after training hours, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a majority of the day there.
Okay.
I'm trying to adjust to a new weapon after all.
Yeah. And then, as you're doing that, Asher, where are you headed to in the city?
He is going shopping.
Which shop would you like to visit?
He wants to go pick up some survival supplies kind of stuff.
Certainly. That would be the woodworker mostly. There was some basic supplies that you remember grabbing from the main area whenever you were there the first time, but for anything more specific, you know that you'd ask around, and the woodworker also doubles as a kind of survival wilderness kind of guide. But let me see here. Okay. And as you make your way, you see what looks to be, you kind of get in there and you see what looks to be several different survival gears on the wall. You do see a few different shovels, you see pickaxes, you see flint and steel, you see all kinds of boxes. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
His first thing that he is, sorry about that. The first thing that he's looking for are, tent, rope, uh, flint and steel, mess kits, etc., etc.
Yep.
I don't
you
know
see,
exactly what he got with the starting supplies, so...
You see a very large Gorillamon that seems to be behind a counter. You also see what looks to be a very, very grandiose looking shovel at the front entrance and a small music box below it that seems to almost be singing at the shovel itself. Listed, you realize that it's the same shovel that you remember seeing Folger have.
Sure.
You could be shovel buddies.
Sure. You can go with that.
I'd say you'd be able to grab not only the shovel. The shovel itself is 8 bytes. You kind of realize that as you realize how much Arcus must have spent on this as you're looking at the price now. But it does mention 8 bytes on it, but it does include some extra supplies with it. But you see what looks to be, let's see, a tinderbox. You see various torches, water skins. You see the Digi-Silk ropes, as well as parchment paper, as well as a few survival guidebooks. One of them saying a campfire skill beyond the kit. You see a wine for the everyman, a cooking on the road with various berries, and also a book called Campfire Memories. And it looks like it has a picture of kind of like a hoe and shovel on the front. And it looks like there's several other books as well if you'd like to look at the book selection.
Sorry, ADHD moment. Repeat a lot of that, please.
There is survival books. There is linen and rope, as well as torches and flint and steel, as well as backpacks.
Well, he's already got a bag, so... He'll go ahead and take one of the survival books. He'll also take the flint and steel, the rope. Do they have mess kits?
Yes, they do.
Perfect. He'll take that as well.
With all of those combined itself, with all the supplies, you would get to the counter. All of those supplies themselves, especially with the finer rope, is about 5 bytes in total for all of the explorer type kits. And if you're including the shovel, that'd be an extra 8. It is also a multi-use shovel.
Joke.
He is going to make sure to flash his Anomaly Hunter's badge. Considering that he was supposed to ride for free on the train, he figured might as well see if there's a discount for the being with the Anomaly Hunters.
You do, and you see the Gulamon kind of inspect it. He kind of looks at it very closely, says, "Oh, from the main city. You must be going on many adventures for the big city, or for the big man himself. Here we have a veterans discount for, well, active duty and veterans discount for 10% off."
Oh, thank you. And do they have tents?
Yes, you see various tents. You see some tents that are actually so small, you're not even sure what Digimon would possibly fit in them. And you also see tents that are very, very clearly oversized. They seem to have various differently sized tents. How big of a tent are you looking for?
He will go for one that would fit him and Jace.
Okay, I would say that one would only be about 2 bytes, especially considering it's very compactable, and it also comes including with essentially a storage case as well that you can kind of strap around any kind of backs or attach to.
Maybe one more with that as well.
Additional tent? Okay.
No,
you also
one bigger for 3 people.
Oh, then yeah, that would only be an extra byte for that, so that'd be 3. And with that, you also get a set of carabiners that are free. That you look in, they seem to be heavy steel carabiners with a little, kind of like a little twist to make sure that they close properly on the front. They seem very solidly made. So in total, that would be about, I'd say, for the discount, I would say 14 bytes in total for all that, if you're including the shovel.
Yeah, I might as well take the shovel too.
Okay, 14 bytes for all of that. And you have enough camping supplies. It also includes a set of Wonder Meal balls, enough to feed 2 people for 7 days.
Oh, just long enough for them to die.
Just thinking about them makes me starve to death.
Asher's going to decline those. Also, literally,
Very well,
I
very
just
well.
ate, and I am now hungry after you mentioned those.
But I bet they have the new Wonder Meal Meat Void Bar.
This one's infused with snozberries for spicy flavor.
It doesn't taste like meat. It smells vaguely meat-ish, and that makes it worse. You can't put all spice into something and expect it to taste like meat. That's not how it works.
I'll say you're able to get all those supplies, and where would you like to go afterwards? I'd say it's about midday at this point, with enough traveling around the city itself. It is an actual city, so it is a little bit of a travel time between stores and the main part itself.
The next thing he wants would be... he's gonna go for the library.
Okay. And just in case you run into, is anyone else in the party planning on going to the library?
Right now, no. Riv has other things he's gonna be doing. He'll go to the library, like, probably tomorrow or something.
Okay.
Depends on what happens, but not right now.
You go to the library, you see various books. You see books that are labeled by biome, and also you see also within those books themselves, you kind of see various sections. There seems to be more general sections as well. What's particular information are you looking for?
He is currently looking for... He's gonna be looking for more medical books.
Okay. You see
In particular,
the...
psychology.
Okay. You see one that says, you see one of the books that says, "How am I going to survive like this?" And it's a wilderness guide on essentially kind of it seems to be more like kind of wilderness survival psychology when it comes to essentially kind of like that survival mindset. You also see a book on, let's see here. Let's see some of these books. Is he looking for psychology books?
Yes.
You see a book called How to Enjoy Field Hunting. And seems to be, if you look at one of the books, it seems to be a psychology book when it comes to adventuring. You also see a book called The Happiness Theory as well. And you also see another book which mentions, let's see here. It looks like healing, and it mentions a book called Healing, The Benefits of Healing Magic on the Mind.
Okay, you just threw a lot of things at me there. He's going to take those all up to the desk to check them out.
Okay. I'll say you check out the books and are able to. You see a very, very finely dressed. It's a finely dressed Wormmon at the front counter, as much as they can be finely dressed. But you see them quickly. They look very, very cheerful in what they do, and they are happily able to check out those books for you. Most of the psychology books seem to deal with the psychology of essentially being an adventurer in a harsh world, and the psychology behind that, but a few of them seem to be just general psychology books about the nature of various Digimons and culture.
Okay, what?
You found the books that you're looking for.
Okay.
I'm trying to be way too descriptive over this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be way too descriptive over this.
Okay.
I'm losing myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow along, I swear. It's just...
No, you're good. You find the psychology books you're looking for. It's mostly about adventuring lifestyles as well as psychology in general.
Well, it's stuff like with, he wants to study up on being able to assist, in particular, Haboku and Fulgur.
Okay. If you're looking for that, you'd be able to find a lot more targeted books in that case. You see a few books that are listed under mental. You kind of see. Not mental. I see one that mentions about anxiety and other general disorders regarding essentially post-traumatic stress as well.
Okay, in that
And you're
case,
able to pick those up.
yeah, he'll borrow them and probably just head home to start studying.
Okay. And then, what is the rest of you, Haboku and Riv and Kotora? What are you guys doing? And Fulgur.
Well, first Riv would probably actually eat the food that
Yeah.
Haboku brought him, because he
Kotora.
technically hadn't had a chance to do that yet.
Yeah.
You mean Kotora?
Oh yeah, sorry, Kotora.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing it. Everyone kept messing up their name so much that now I'm messing it up too.
You are embracing the sleepy Riv.
Yes, the food that you're able to eat as well as have your general conversation for the morning itself. But I would say after eating, you're all able to essentially go on your own way unless you would like to pair up for anything.
Yeah. Once Kotora is done eating his meat on a bone, his that Rib is done eating his salad that he brought him. Kotora is just going to look sideways for a moment and then just beckon to Rib. Hey Rib, are you like awake right now? Can you talk normally?
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I was just really sleepy the past while.
Oh, I completely understand. Don't worry. I just wanted to make sure that you're feeling all right. How is your memory?
Mostly better. I've kind of been busy sleeping rather than actively working on it, but I was able to work through a lot of it before anyway, so mostly better.
Kotora nods. Kotora nods and he's going to rub the back of his head. Okay. Well, I did wanted to ask you about that thing that we were talking about when we were still in that other place. I don't care. What was the other town called?
Sasha.
Sashin.
When we were in Sashen.
About?
The thing that happened when you apparently left for a moment and ended up causing some sort of icy explosion.
I wouldn't really worry about that. I kind of got that under control and know what's about to happen, so I can get away from people, so it's fine.
Yeah, but that's not something you've ever done before. What? When did that begin to happen?
A while ago. Again, I haven't handled, so you don't gotta worry about it. I know when it's gonna happen.
Kotora is gonna rub the back of his head and just say, "Was it like? Was it like? Was it like during your last travel or something?"
Yeah, sure. Let's just go with that.
Kotora is sipping on some water. He's looking kind of nervous. Well, if you have it under control, then I suppose that's fine. But still, I just you did tell me something that was kind of concerning. Not gonna lie.
I don't think I said anything too concerning.
You told me that you mentioned that you got kidnapped.
Oh, did I? I don't remember saying that. Riv is lying very badly right now, actively.
Kotora is taking another sip from his drink.
Joke.
You do have Olga and Haboku all sitting around at the same time listening in on this conversation, though. Maybe not
Riv is
actively.
lying very badly right now.
You all are present for this.
Yeah.
Well, Haboku. Actually, I'll spend a willpower on this.
What are you trying to remember?
I think he's trying to
Something more than the 5th of November, hopefully.
Sold that one. That is a 2 for insight.
Riv is lying, and he is doing so extremely badly right now. He is not actively looking at Kotora. He's kind of just looking at a wall a little bit away from him.
Would you say Riv looks uncomfortable though in this?
Oh yeah. Riv is uncomfortable as all hell right now.
Yeah. Okay, so what is it that you're trying to do, Haboku?
He's trying to see if he can pick up on on Riv being dishonest.
You pick up on Riv being you realize that Riv is not telling the full truth, but you also realize that Riv also seems uncomfortable with all the questions and doesn't feel like they want to answer those right now.
Or ever. Ever would be preferable.
Yes, you do get a genuine sense of like, especially with the empathic. You do get a sense of Riv being definitely uncomfortable with all the questioning.
Haboku will gently approach Kotora. I think he seems a bit afraid.
Kotora is still sipping on his drink for a moment before he puts it down and just nods. I can tell. Rib, I want you to talk to me about this if you can. If you can't, though, I do understand. I see that you're very uncomfortable at the moment.
I don't really. I am not sure what to say about it, and I am just going to not. I think maybe I don't know.
Kotora is looking down, rubbing the back of his head. What should I do? Eh,
I mean, I could say things, but I don't think it'll help it, and I think it'll just make things a lot worse.
You think so? I mean, I guess you're not the only one who's thinking that. Kotora also looks extremely uncomfortable at the moment.
Haboku's
Folger, you
just
feel-
awkwardly looking between the both of them.
And Folger, you were enjoying your snowberries while realizing there was an extreme amount of social awkwardness in the room.
Yeah, he has thoughts on it, but again, no.
He could, but he won't.
You do feel an icy chill. It's almost like every single snowberry is like its own peppermint.
Nom.
Kotora's gonna take a
Ogre just
bite.
living his best life while both of the brothers are so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. You can probably. I think Kotora is going to begin stress eating those snozzberries now.
You have a very spicy tang to them. It's almost like each bite is like its own cinnamon stick that seems to be kind of tingling your tongue with each sensation, with a pretty strong hint of pepper in there as well, like spicy pepper.
Eh. Okay, this actually tastes good.
Ew, can I try some?
Kotora is giving one to Haboku.
Haboku will happily take it and eat it.
How well does Haboku handle spicy food?
Considering he's also fire and technically is from the mountain in this area.
You, as you begin to eat, as you try it, you realize it almost has a sense of nostalgia in a way that you cannot currently remember. But if almost like it's like a sense of nostalgia for something that you didn't even remember existed, and it just washes over you in a very spicy and hot way. It's like tasting something from a time you enjoyed a long time ago.
Haboku will pause as his tail will wag as he tries to savor that feeling.
Oh, you like them, Haboku?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
Kinda
Kotora,
like I've had them before. I don't know.
oh, is this a food you're familiar with? Maybe it's from the region that you come from, or maybe it's just something that you have enjoyed in the past.
I think.
Yeah, I will take another stab at him. Roll lore check.
Yeah.
Damn, the dice do not like him thinking. I'll take a go. I'll risk a body boost here.
Hey.
Nice. Ah, nice.
All right, that's a 2.
Yeah.
No, too. You do get that sense of memory that begins to kind of float back. It's almost like you can see it's almost like a feeling like you're somewhere high up with your feet dangling over something. It's almost like you're on the edge of a mountain cliff, as if you were perched atop it, on it's just kind of like that. It's like a memory that tries to bring about itself. You're not too sure where you are or entirely what region you're in, but you feel that you're extremely. It's like a memory of being somewhere really, really high up. There's essentially almost like a chill about your body, but also at the same time, the berries themselves are warming you inside, and that dichotomy of hot and cold almost kind of has that familiar shiver about your body.
Yeah. Actually, I think I have had them before.
Oh,
I
maybe.
don't remember exactly where, but
Oh, maybe this was a food that you ate a while ago. Huh? Well, I'm gonna note down that this is something that you enjoy. I'll get more for you later.
Haboku's tail wags happily at that.
thank you.
Kotora nods and smiles. Then he's going to look down at the bag and just look back at Riv. Ah, should we? Maybe we can talk more. Maybe we can talk more about this later, brother.
Maybe? Yeah,
Gets the duct tape out. Do you want to talk about this later, brother?
Riv is like hardcore struggling. Because on
Can-
one hand, he absolutely adores sharing information with other people. On the other hand, maybe not this one.
I
Not
feel
even
like this would be a very different conversation if Asher were in the room.
Can
Yeah.
we talk now, brother? Can we talk now?
Riv is just gonna go. If you want, you could try asking a question. I will try to answer it, I guess.
Ah. Okay. Well,
You hear a knock at the door.
hmm?
Housekeeping.
Oh. Okay.
Come to
Um,
fluff your pillow. I'm sorry, anytime
Have I ever
somebody
told-
says housekeeping, I have to say that.
Have I ever told a Quensuela story on the stream?
I don't think
She's
so.
real. Anybody that's watched Family Guy knows the lemon.
Yes.
No.
No.
So the first time I went to MFF in 2010, I went up to my room to grab a drink, and as I was standing there, somebody knocks at the door, and it was Quinsuela. She
Oh.
came in and she was like, "You need house cleaning?" And I was like, "Yeah, we got a pile of dirty towels in the bathroom because somebody was a fursuiter and took 7 showers a day. Thank God." And she was like, "Okay, I clean." And she came in, she wiped down the phone, then she looked at me and she goes, I clean more." And I was like, "Could you take care of the towels in the bathroom?" She goes, No. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, that's good enough then, fine." And then she left, and then she came back and she's like, "It all clean?" I'm like, "There's a pile of dirty towels in the bathroom. If you can take care of those, that'd be great." And she goes, "Oh, no. I'm like, "Okay, well, you have a good one." Then she came back and she's like, "Oh, but not all clean?" And then I literally walked to the bathroom, pointed at the towels, and had dirty towels. And she went, "Oh, I clean." She picked up the dirty towels, brought in new ones, and then left. And I was like, that was Quinsuela.
No, you get the
No.
lemon pledge.
No.
She left, and I was standing there, and I think I stood there for like 3 minutes and then texted my roommates, "Guys, Quinsuela was just here."
Suela's revenge.
Shout out to MFF 2010,
Yeah.
my first furry con.
It does. Yes, you do. You do hear someone outside mentioning the house cleaning. Is you guys all in like mid-afternoon at this point, or like right afternoon at this point? Is you guys needing to stay in the room talking?
Mm-hmm.
You hear another knock. Housekeeping.
Come in.
You see inside. You see in a Digimon walk inside. They seem to be a very smaller Digimon. They look to be a Luxmon. And they seem to have a wide assortment of gear themselves. And you see them pulling. They mostly seem to be pulling a cart with various sheets in it. And you realize the sheets look similar to the sheets that are on your bed. How are you hiding, Folger?
Is there like a closet?
There is unfortunately no closets in this room at the moment.
This is extra funny because I was just thinking about describing Riv as having like peeked his head back down below the barrier, but his horns are still visible.
Wait, was Ribbed on his bed this entire time?
Yes, he was doing the peeking over the bed the entire time.
Fair enough.
Folger, you realize that there was very little hiding spaces in a dorm room with 3 bunk beds and a table.
Guess he's gonna hide using the table legs.
You see Folger quickly shoot underneath the table as this Luxmon comes in. You see them barely decently, so they have 2 separate carts. One seems to be full of nicely folded sheets, and the other seems to be some sort of bin with haphazardly thrown in sheets.
Forgive him. He's a bit anxious.
Oh no, it's okay. We have many Digimon here. They must be one of the. Are they one of the staff here?
No, he's part of our team.
It's kind of. She's almost like she almost is like the table height itself, as it is a very smaller Digimon. But as you see her go over to you, say, "It's okay. I'm sure you must just have had a very rough adventure. I make sure your sheets are clean and then you'll be on your way. I'm sure you'll find new adventures to find yourself once again. Feel free to stay as long as you'd like." She kind of looks, oh, and if you need any help, we do have and she kind of points to the door. We have a few people that can help if you need help with, she kind of like gestures to her head a little bit. Problems after journeys or adventures. Very good talking people inside here. But that's not my place. That's not my place. My place is cleaning. Let me clean your room. You see as she stands up away from the desk where Folger's hiding, or trying to hide, and then she goes over and she starts just kind of humming to herself as she's taking the sheets off the beds. Can you please move off the bed so I may drag the sheets, for you must have clean sheets for the morning. She looks over at you, she looks over at you, Rev.
Okay. And while like he's going to like do the equivalent of like leaving, but like trying to remain as invisible as he possibly can inside of an open room.
Very good, very good. Adventuring is tough work. That's why I stay here and clean. You see them quickly grabbing the sheets.
Yep, this is definitely about stuff that happened on the adventure. Yep.
I can't help but imagine that Rip just suddenly takes out a Metal Gear box and tries to hide inside of it.
If he had one, he would.
You guys must look so stressed. You should go to the spa in town. Many warm waters to keep all of you on bay, as well as a cold bath as well. I find it very helpful. You poor sweethearts.
Hmm. Actually, that does sound nice. Maybe I will. Maybe I will go to that later.
Yes, warm water cleans sheets, and so it cleans the soul as well.
Hey, Rip, would you like to go to one of those later with me?
Sure.
Kotora gives Rip a thumbs up.
Riv is immediately going back to the top bunk and peeking over it again.
Oh no, I have not placed new sheets on that. Please do not sit on the mattress itself.
Rip, if you're, we can have this conversation later if it will make you less nervous.
I don't think I'm going to be any less nervous about this, regardless of when it happens.
Fair. It's just
You know,
we don't want to inconvenience the Luxmon.
You see, as you begin to talk, as you're talking, she says, I used to have a sister, and she had the silliest little secret. She carried it with her for 15. It turns out she just really liked the other Digimon whenever I was younger, but she was afraid because the Digimon was my friend, and she didn't want to intrude on that, but she always had a crush on that friend. Oh, it was such a silly little secret she had for 15 years. We always have our little secrets.
I like how she's trying to give, like, minor sibling advice, and but in this exact case, it's actually a really big deal.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about sibling secrets. I accidentally dyed my sister's hair the wrong color, and I told her that it was just her fault for buying it. I felt so bad I carried that guilt for 10 years. You should always tell each other whenever you dye each other's hair wrong. You never want to keep secrets like those.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly know about that. I don't have hair, and I don't dye my coat. But I guess that makes sense.
Humming as she puts all the fresh sheets on all the beds. I always say a sister's bond is one that can't be broken by anything. Once she got lost in the city, and she was too afraid to ask for help. I had to find her a whole day later. She was so young at the time, but I carried her back home. Oh, such a silly getting lost every now and then. It's always good to have family bonds.
Kotora's gonna rub the back of his head when she says that.
Anyways, I finished clean here. I finished clean. Let me get in kind of see as she backs it up. Having a clean mind is like having clean sheets. It always gets dirty, but you always have to clean it up after. But without effort, you don't get any cleaning at all. If I were to sit here and look at these sheets and call them clean sheets, they would only be clean for a day. And then they'd be dirty sheets, and they'd be calling clean sheets dirty sheets. And that would be not right. It takes effort to make them clean, just like our minds. And she kind of kneels down back at you, Folger. We must always take actions to clean ourselves, just like these sheets. Don't let your mind get dirtied up with life. And she gives a soft smile and then heads out the room.
Goodbye.
She waves and kind of does a small, she gives a soft smile to you, Haboku, and gives you a wave bye.
I feel like Kotora and Rib are at the moment are just stone faced at her advice.
Especially because Riv was literally just like, okay, I'll answer one question maybe, and then she knocks it like interrupts. And Riv isn't really complaining about the distraction, but is more just like, okay, yeah, can I get back on my hiding spot now?
Kotora is just going to give one big sigh. Okay, I can't do this right now. I need to go clear my head. I'll be back later. Eh, I think I feel like I feel like I want to train some. If you guys need me, I'll be at the training place, at the
Oh,
training room.
I was actually gonna hit there.
Oh, in that case, why don't we go together, Haboku?
Here.
He'll turn to Fulgur and Riv, and then to Riv.
Volker is slowly trying to make his way out of the room now.
Riv has just reclaimed his quote unquote hiding spot.
The two nervous beans.
Are you guys
Normally Riv isn't afraid of anything, but social interaction with his brother on this one topic, yeah, nope.
Yeah, sorry. What were you gonna say, Haboku?
He was just looking between Fulgur and Riv.
Are you guys gonna be all right?
Uh,
Yeah, I'll be alright. I'll find something. I'm going to go and visit Han.
Oh, that's the friend that you made, right?
Yeah.
Kotora nods.
Han.
What
He's
was that?
tilting his head.
Someone I met at the archive of, for the data stuff when I was we had to do like an intro thing, and then I went and talked to them. They're in the data center for Kenzo.
Oh. Okay. Volker is still making his way to the door while looking.
Where would you like to go, Fulgur?
Fogger, where are you heading? Kotora is actually asking this in question, in character.
Better blanket.
You better blanket? You want to get another blanket?
And Volker is basically being more nervous about it. As he's now basically opened the door and is outside and is now just peeking in.
Kotora is just going to get closer, but not too close, and just tell him. I just ask. I just want to know where you're. I know what. I just want to know where you're going, just so that I know where you are if I need to find you.
Finding someone who can make a custom blanket.
Ah, okay. Well, your arm. I suppose. Is that so? Will you be all right by yourself? I mean, you're. I'm not entirely sure how good you are with directions, but the town is news to you, isn't it?
I can find my way around.
Okay. But just be careful, okay then?
Yeah. As he's starting to walk off nervously.
Okay. Okay. Goodbye, Fulgur. Sorry, again, I scared you.
You're fine. he says as he's walking out.
You know, I will say another spot that Asher was wanting to stop was the clothing markets to get blankets as well.
Ah, cool.
Nice.
Perfect. And I will say, so let's see, that is Riv going to the computer lab, Haboku, and Koto. Do you guys go to the indoor or outdoor training hall?
What's the difference?
It just it just literally just difference of location. The indoor training hall is obviously indoor with a little bit more closed off. The outdoor has more open ranges for like flyers as well as people trying to practice more range stuff. You're gonna get more range to practice outside just due to the longer distances, and the inside training hall is more about physical prowess, physical next like melee prowess.
Yeah, then the inside it is.
Yeah.
And thus, a single bag of bites for Jace remain in the room, not to be grabbed by them yet.
Well, look,
Ah,
Asher did say he'd be by to pick it up later, so.
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna
Jace would be
finish
by to pick it
training
up later.
first, then I'll get my money, then I've got other things to do.
Yeah, and then also, you know, this is when the housekeeper comes back and is like, "Oh, this must be tip. Thank you."
Well, it does have the name on it. So.
This is why we have notes underneath them, so the housekeeper can't say that. And it's signed by the leaders. This is why the notes are there.
Good to know. That's good thinking, actually.
But yeah, I'll say you guys make it to the inside. Where would you like to go after your training, Jace?
Well, first I'm gonna swing by the room and get my money.
You do that. The room is empty, and all of the sheets look freshly put on all of the beds.
And then I'm gonna head to the bar district because I want to try and pick up some work. Maybe just do some simple work for some extra scrap, or let me on stage, or whatever they want to do.
Give me 2 perception. Oh, it's not perception. Give me 2. Is performance? Let me double check to make sure performance.
There is performance.
Yeah, give me 2 different performance checks. Not different as in different, but just give me 2 different. You know what I mean?
Not different as indifferent, but different.
Yeah. Same stats, 2 rolls.
All right. Do I include my specialty for guitar?
Yes.
2, 4, 6, 7 again. Okay.
Mm.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Let's see which one.
Oh.
Okay, but where's the take?
There it
There's
is.
the take. You called for it, and therefore it appeared.
Yeah, I know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's see. I think that should be. I think the second one's higher. Yeah, the second one's definitely going to be higher.
I can ignore that 10. So 1,
8.
2.
Actually,
3,
no.
4,
The second one was 6. Yeah, 5
Oh,
and 5.
Fives.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, they're both 5s.
That is extremely funny. How it just both end up being 5. I'll say with that specifically, with that good of a roll itself, I would say that you would be able to find work, especially not only do you find work, but you also
Yeah.
get asked to come back the next day. Is it a thing? Nope. And you not only give it the work that day, but you also get invited back for work the next day. I would say with those kinds of roles, day 1 and day 2 you'd be earning the same. I would say that you would get essentially 2 bites, for 2 bites together for both of the nights. If you were to go back multiple nights, or 1 bite a night, essentially.
Hey, money's money, man.
Money.
I'll just count the 1 bite for now, because who knows what kind of
Yeah.
madness I'm going to come home to.
I'll say you also while performing, you also end up seeing an act before you that seems to be a guitarist that seems to be doing his own solo guitar. And they seem to be performing before you. They don't seem to be the best at it, but they definitely seem to have at least some of the basics down. But their performance is not that impressive.
It's all learned traits. Just for chat's purposes, GADE minor. Go learn or go write punk music. Shout back joke.
Okay, and I'll say with that, you'll be able to successfully do that. You also get also included in that payment is also food as well as drinks, up to a bite of limit for free drinks for alcohol.
Yeah, no need to drink. I'm just here to get some money and then go back home. I'll be probably home very late, unfortunately.
Okay. And I'll say we are now with Asher and Folger, who end up, oddly enough, at the same clothing shop at the same time.
Fortuitous.
I was. It's just funny because, you know, he got the tent and everything, but in case we're somewhere cold, blankets.
If you want, so oddly enough, so the survival store itself had some basic blankets, but as you would describe it, looking for things that are more like extreme cold, he would have recommended you over to the clothing market to get specialized blankets for more, like a lot more sub like 0 temperatures versus just like the general blankets of like the wilderness. Because you guys are in essentially a biome, like a plains biome where it doesn't get very cold, so he only carries mostly stuff for that. But if you wanted the more extreme temperature blankets, you'd have to go to the actual clothing store where they have more specialized materials because it's just specialized like fabric itself.
Well, I mean, he's wanting relatively basic blankets, but he wants higher quality than what the survival shop had.
Yep, you would go and you would see a. Let's see. Go and roll off to see which one gets there first, just for curiosity's sake.
I mean, I'm good with just letting Folger get there first, because Asher was out, going from one place to the next, so he'd probably arrive after Folger.
Folger, you get to the shop, and inside the shop, you see a few different people that seem to be going about looking at various clothing stores. You see various fanciful hats. You see a few fanciful clothes. You do see various fabrics on display for making your own. And you see what looks to be a Kalumon that seems to be flying around, and they seem to be helping people with the clothing store items.
Is there like anything he could write down like a custom order on?
Yeah, you could after you're kind of looking around the shop enough, you can tell that the Kalumon seems to be at least the store owner with the way they're talking and kind of greeting customers. After looking around at some of the fabrics itself, you would see them essentially kind of wave off one last customer, or at least the most recent customer, and then she flies over to you. She says, "Hi, I'm Shiru. Welcome to the shop. Is Shiro's magical wonder of clothing. What can I help you with?"
Hi?
Very good day to you, young sir.
Do you have something I could write on?
Oh, certainly. We have various parchments and fabric as well. I even have, and she kind of, you see her kind of go up to somewhere along, some of the fabric is kind of set up on racks on the ceiling itself, as she's able to fly up there without any issue. She pulls off a sample as she sees and she brings it down to you. This is perfect. It's one of the samples I get to show to people to show them the fabric of the work here. Here you go. And she'll give you that as well as a tiny chalk stick as well that seems to be able to write on the fabric.
Thanks. And he's gonna start writing down his custom order. And then when he's done, he's gonna hand it back to them.
Oh, you're wanting a custom order. Thank you so much for that. How fast do you need it?
Within the next 3 to 4 days, I think.
Let's see, for that, I can have it done in 2.5, and I can bring it to wherever you're staying in town.
And he's gonna ask motion for the parchment back.
Oh, certainly. Here you go.
And then he's gonna write basically the data anomaly hunters building.
Oh, you're from the Data Anomaly Hunters. Oh, it's so lovely to see. You guys do such good work out there. Here, and she kind of writes down something. As you see her, she's putting like a little symbol on the parchment. Here you go, 10% discount for anyone working with the Data Anomaly Hunters themselves. Here you go. And then she'll copy down the information that you gave her onto a separate parchment and hand it back to you. This is just to make sure that we're on the same page. Does all that look correct?
He's gonna look it over.
It looks exactly like what you are writing, but in a lot more fanciful and very cleanly written, essentially language.
And he's gonna basically read it out to himself, which basically is a blanket with sort of a weighted blanket with sort of some metal woven in to prevent like quill punctures, as he found out with the normal blanket back in Shashen a little bit.
Ooh, welcome in, Hex. We have acquired an artist.
Hey,
And not only that, but the blanket also has fire-resistant capabilities. It's a both survival blanket, a fire blanket, and a comfortable blanket, all at the same time. She looks over here. Well, with the rush order, that's going to be about, let's see, custom order with this fabric and some metal. I'll have to talk with the blacksmith to get some of the more finer metals woven in. For 2 days, I'll have that for 6 bites.
He'll hand the bites over.
Oh, paying up front. Wonderful. I'll be able to get the supplies right away. I can bring it to where you're staying here. I've done a lot of business with people. The Data Anomaly Hunter pays very well, so I have quite a few customers from that area or from that building, so I'd be happy to go and get that to you. Is there anything else you would like?
Did he get the chance to like write his name on the parchment for like the who it's for?
Yeah.
Okay. He's also gonna put a slash next to it and then Arcus.
Yeah, looks over. Perfect. I'll find either of these and get them over there. I'm sure they'll know wherever you're staying.
Thank you.
Certainly. Is there any other business you'd like to conduct today?
Do you know anywhere that sells paper?
Oh, actually, you're. She kind of looks over. If you're looking for very high quality paper, my fabric's one of the best in town for any sort of writing. As you can clearly see, it's very legible. I can get you a few of these sheets. I can cut up some sheets of some fabric and have you some of the best parchment in town.
Yeah.
Perfect. If you're just looking for a few small things, I can provide that. If you'd like a whole binder, I'd recommend the Adventurer Shop. They sell all kinds of journals over there. But if you're just looking for a few sheets of high quality paper, something to kind of put smaller notes on, I'd be happy to provide that to you.
Yeah, that would be great.
Perfect. Since you're already doing a custom order and most of the squares are mostly sample size, I'll throw them in for free. Here you go, and she'll hand you, since you've already paid up front, I'm more than happy to hand these to you, and she'll hand you, it'll take a little bit, but she'll cut 20 squares of fabric from one of the parchments hanging from the ceiling, and she'll bring it down to you and say, it's like having 20 samples, so it's also, and you did pay for the custom order, so here you go. 20 sheets of fabric that won't get that, and she kind of hands you some chalk. If you use this chalk on it, then it won't get washed away or burned away by fire unless it's super, super hot. But for general conditioning, it's actually really fire resistant and water resistant. This chalk makes perfect writing for it, and it won't wash away.
Thanks. What's your name?
I'm Shiro. Shiro, it's a pleasure talking to you today, sir.
I know you meant talking, but you said stalking. Am I the only one that heard that?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't.
Well, now I need to go listen to a very particular song. Because there is a song called "An Unhealthy Obsession," where it's quote a new piece of singing original music about life, love, and restraining orders.
Oh no!
I see.
Somebody please go double check. I swear I heard stalking.
Look, I'm just gonna say my favorite line from that song because it's hilarious. It's some call it stalking, I say walking, just extremely close behind. It's such a silly song.
Oh my.
Yeah, she'll hand you. She'll hand you the 20 parchments, and she'll say her name is Shiru if you need it for later. And her name is also on the front of the clothing store.
He'll thank her and then start to make his way out.
As you make your way out, you see Asher walking towards your direction, very jauntily.
Very evilly.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't determine how he's walking. He is evil.
How is Asher walking to this clothing store?
He is stalking imperiously, as befitting a god.
You see evil steppies on the way to there, but you do spot Asher coming towards your direction, Folger.
He's gonna just sort of does he look like he's coming towards this shop?
He looks like he's coming towards your direction. You just happen to be in front of the shop that he's going to.
He'll just stay put then.
Asher, you see, as you kind of round a corner and start walking towards where you were told the clothing shop is, you see Folger come out of the front door and then just kind of stand there.
Oh, hi, Folger. What were you doing here?
Getting a blanket?
Ah, that's what I'm doing too. You doing okay? I know there's lots of people around and stuff, but...
Yeah. Probably not here, but can you, check something for me later?
Well, sir, after this, I was gonna head back to my place and do some reading so we could go do it over there.
That sounds good.
Alright. So just give me a moment and I will go grab those, the blankets I need and I'll show you the way.
Yeah. Volker's just gonna wait outside for Asher to finish his business.
So Asher's gonna go in and digivolve. What? It's run by Calamon. I mean,
You see a very small Calamon that seems to be floating around everywhere, and she seems to be guiding around the shop and talking with various customers. It takes a minute for them to essentially finish up with who they're speaking to, but after they do go over and welcome you very kindly. Hello, young sir. What can I help you with in my store? Are you looking for clothing or more?
I am looking for blankets.
That seems to be quite popular today. I just had a customer come by and ask for one. How much would it... Oh, she kind of looks... what kind of blanket are you looking for? Something more basic or something more on adventuring side?
More on the adventuring side. I'm kind of gathering some survival stuff for while we are out and doing our job and stuff.
Let's see. So I have, and she kind of see she goes up to one of the kind of spools on the thing on the ceiling, as she's kind of as it kind of keeps it out of the way of all the everyone else. Let's see. I have fire resistant fabric for 2 bites for the blankets each, and I have some cold resistance for 2 as well. But if you'd like it to be both fire and cold resistance, I could have each blanket made for about 3 bites, depending on the size of the Digimon it's under.
We're all pretty average size, so we'll take the combined one.
Certainly. Are you? And she kind of looks. How many are you getting it for?
I would like 6.
6, okay. And you said smaller. If it is going to be on the smaller side, she kind of looks over. Are they about your size?
Actually, make that 5 because well, my friend apparently just got a blanket from you, so I guess he doesn't need one.
Oh, you must be from the Data Anomaly Hunters then. Are you working with them?
Yes.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I love their business. They provide for the town quite well. I'll give you a small discount on those then. And she'll look over. Let's see, 5 blankets, smaller size. Let's see here. She's kind of looking. As you see how she begins to pull out some of the fabric, it seems to have almost a pretty sheen to it as well. But it also looks very. As she pulls it off the rack, you realize it looks very soft and malleable, as it kind of almost floats in the breeze a little bit. And she looks over. Let's see, 5 with the discount. Let's see, that's going to be. I'll throw it for you for 12 bites for all 5 of them.
That sounds good. Also, how much are pillows?
Let's see, if you're getting the blankets, since you're already getting such the higher quality blankets, the pillows don't really need to be as fanciful as the blankets. I would say only for 2 extra bites I'll throw in 5 blankets, or 5 pillows.
And once again, Asher is broke.
You're buying for the team. They can also help provide their own funds for this afterwards. But
Yeah.
with 14 bites, she'll have all of it, and she'll even say, "Oh, I can have it ready in a day."
Excellent. I will be back
Perfect.
then.
Would you like me to bring it to the? Are you staying within town? Or are you staying within the headquarters?
I am in town, and he'll provide the address.
And she'll take it. I'll have it ready by tomorrow. Or actually, maybe she kind of looks with that big of an order. Uh, make that 2 days from now. I'll do it 2 days morning.
Sounds good.
And then she'll tally up everything, and you'll have that custom order put in.
Excellent. And he'll head out and... Alright, Foker, this way. And he leads the way.
And Volker follows.
So you make your way back to the town itself. I do want to just check in. Haboku and Kotora, you guys are doing the training hall inside. Go and give me go and give me 2 or 3 attacks each, just to see how well you're performing the accuracy training.
Nah, actually, it did just became one. We
Yeah.
might do this thing next session.
Yeah. I'll say that for the sake, and I mhm.
The session is supposed to go for another hour.
It is technically, but I
there's a-
think some people were feeling just a little bit extra shot tonight.
I said at the beginning that he wanted to end it an hour earlier.
It's just a little bit earlier tonight, only because people are just a little bit
Oh.
shot tonight. But I will say I'm gonna just continue for a little bit, just to kind of get a heads up for what's it looking like. Just for the sake, at the start of next session, we'll do a recap of what happened this session, and then we're going to do a small thing individually where each person says essentially kind of how they spent the 3 days in town. And then we'll have all of the gatherings of everything. And once everyone has said what they did over the course of the 3 days, we'll essentially start at the morning of essentially the morning of you guys going to the train itself.
Oh, okay.
So just for the sake, I will like you can even finish up with like what you're doing today, but essentially try to write like maybe a paragraph about what you did during the past 3 days, if not longer. And then you'll just kind of say each person will kind of have their own spotlight to say what they did over the course of 3 days. And then if you want to tell me in private in case there's anything I need to add or anything you want to add, then you can go ahead and do that. And then we'll start with the actual like starting of mission whenever we finish all of that next session, just to help everyone essentially kind of get more on the adventuring side, if that's okay with everyone.
Sure.
That's fine by me.
Y'all guys can take an entire session just talking over breakfast, so
That's within our
why
capabilities.
Yeah, but I mean, Kotora was just trying to talk with Brip about the important thing that they both needed to talk about, and it just became awkward.
I mean, technically, if they don't do it on the last day before the train ride, I was going to call a meeting anyways for us to have a team building exercise of, hey, emotional turmoil dump happening. Let's go.
and Ash is going to be studying psychology during this time.
Yeah, that was literally all he's going to basically be doing. he doesn't have much else on the docket for what he wants to do now, so just reading his books that he checked out.
There.
And we'll get everyone's kind of summary of the past 3 days. Yeah,
I
we'll
just don't know
really-
if I can actually pull off a paragraph. It's like, yeah, he's just studying his books.
I
You can
think
al- you can
you
just say
meant
that,
up to a paragraph.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't do a paragraph, that's okay too. That's okay. It's just whatever you're doing the past 3 days. If you just want to do a short kind of thing about that, that works as well. I would say no more than 2 or 3 paragraphs.
I don't think we'll go that far.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will go that far. Yeah, I gotta at least say a limit, especially with
Glances
certain
at
people
Era.
in the party.
Glances at Tal.
I was about to say, I am right here. This is a reasonable precaution.
Yeah.
Hey, I asked permission before I do that to you, Zim, and that's all because you give me enough fuel to work with. I can write pages. It's not my fault.
Hey, you did not ask for permission before writing a multiple-page proposal.
Lol.
Luckily, next Thursday I won't be working 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I technically got to be up at 6 a.m. And Zim, you can always say no. Goodness gracious.
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but for people to look forward to, yeah. So it is essentially going to be recap, then it's going to be blurb, and then it'll be adventure, and then Arrow's going to immediately have everyone sit down and talk on the train.
Before the train, I think.
Oh, before the train.
And
Even
also,
emergency
Folger wanted to
meeting
talk to Asher and have Asher look at something, so...
Yeah.
That can be something you guys do at the start of the next session.
It's okay for
Yeah, and
these things to, roleplay to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I also wanted to role playing this out with Haboku in the training room. So
Yeah.
Things to do.
If everyone wants to, I can actually, if everyone's not trying to like randomly go on the next adventure, I can continue this a little bit as well for into the next session if you guys want.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah, then okay, I'll do that then. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I just didn't want people to feel like they weren't like going on an adventure or something.
This is an adventure in and of itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
well maybe no. Then we'll continue where we left off this week then.
People got to take care of their emotional shit for 5 seconds, for the love of goodness.
That is fair. Actually, yeah, that is fair then. We'll continue where we left off this session, then next session.
I'm gonna duct tape you all to a table and make you talk therapist style.
At least as long as their name isn't Spike.
Spike attempts to talk to a therapist. Best phone call. Hey, the place is on fire.
Yeah, so
I did.
I was just a ghost, but it turns out I'm not just a ghost. Oh, by the way, I made a friend and he died, and the town's on fire. We're in war. I'm in the position of command, and
Don't worry,
Hello?
we're having multiple fun family reunions.
hello, did somebody hang up?
I did hint at a therapist on the actual in the campus itself, so
No therapy, only trauma dumping.
It's fine. Asher's studying it now, so he'll be the therapist.
you can always go to the church and follow a religion. That never went wrong for anyone.
Traumatized? Find God.
Actually, I was contemplating a scene of Asher going to the church and being like, where is my altar? Where are my offerings?
Oh no. The church is not prepared for this.
The church is not prepared for God to show up.
You go to a church and say I'm the god of death. What do you think's
I don't particularly
Well, this-
believe that will go over well, especially if it's not a Church of the God of Death.
Are we ending now then?
Yes.
Neat.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Data Anomaly Hunter's Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Excuse me. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. I think I already said that, but thank you all so much for your support. Yeah. Consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/zgfgaming. You can also help out by commissioning one of the artists that I manage for. Their details are at zgf.art. And also pick up some merch over at zgfgaming.store. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Later, everyone.
Goodbye.